All right, let's see some of this Thomas Markle stuff. Sol Walker mentioned this once, so sorry, I think others may have, but I love your participation. But unfortunately, I lose track of comments from time to time. Let's see.
He's due to turn 80 next year, and as we know, he's not been a well man recently, and indeed it was a brush with death.
So he's not healthy.
For the very first.
He's now final television message for your daughter, don't you?
No, not my last, but I still haven't.
What a thing to say to him. Like, you're gonna go. I know they need drama and stuff, and it might be true, but just to say that to his face, like...
Seeing my grandkids, and that's it. Is a vow. I want to see my grandkids, and I think.
How crazy is that? He's never met his grandkids once. That's just ridiculous. And again, the crime was like he took pictures that she didn't want him to take. And that was a great comment. The recommendation was you'll see her true character, because some of the old interviews she seems a little less bad, but just to do something like that, like I've heard stories, I read a lot of autobiographies of people whose parents were like unbelievably like real abuse, and they still like will have them meet their grandkids. Like for me, it's like to never let them meet their grandkids, it would have to be like real danger, like they're a violent, dangerous person, I think. I'm not going to judge people, but this definitely is insane.
The king would like to see his grandkids as well.
Susanna and I last spoke.
And also, how could you be Meghan Markle and this guy raised you? There's all the videos of them. He literally raised her. He was a single father. And see that and not feel something. I think you have to be a sociopath.
To you, I think it was October 2021, and I remember one of the first things you said to us was that this was going to become a regular thing, that you were going to go on television, you see the grandchildren, or a third party.
I haven't seen Meghan and Harry in 5 years, and the last time I spoke with them, I was on a hospital bed before the wedding.
Plus, that was on the phone, and I think they were pretty nasty to him. I mean, this should have been the biggest red flag for Harry. Something that I've noticed, and I'm curious your opinion on this, is when I've met people and they talk really bad about people from their past. Like, oh, my ex was a jerk. Oh, this person's the worst. That person's the worst. That's normally not a good indicator of them. And also a lot of times they end up doing it to you. I believe there's some personality disorders where that's common, where it's like, oh, you're the best, and everyone in my past has been awful, and you're the only one who's going to fix it. And then later they flip. But I think seeing the way she treated her father and thought of him should have been a massive red flag.
You see, if that was me, and I was, at death's door...
This guy, what is he saying? What is he saying? Oh my gosh. Again, it might be true, but I feel like you don't say that to somebody. Like maybe soften it a bit. Like, oh, if I was not healthy and, and still hadn't met my grandkids, it would really hurt. But to say that, gosh, like let him say that if he's going to say it. But just say that, like, to his face. Come on, man.
That's heartbroken. I'm very upset about it as well, because this is a cruel thing to do to a grandparent, not to just me, to the King of England as well.
This is so sad too. I mean, he had a stroke. We could see the effects of the stroke, and he's just like, man, I wouldn't say it to his face, but the interview saying, like, what a way to go. It's like, you raise this daughter, just get completely cut out, thrown in the trash, thrown away. It's really awful. And yeah, thanks for the recommendation. I think it really does show, like, seeing this, even if we see some interviews where she's not showing everything, this tells you a lot.